Yeah, so welcome everyone. We're here tonight for a call with Thomas Hübl, Daria Yemets, and I'll be here, your host tonight, Kosha Joubert. A call for global resourcing of Ukraine. It's been a year now since the war started, and Ukrainian people have gone through great loss and have had to show great courage and perseverance. And it's been a constancy of destabilization on a daily basis. And the Pocket Project has been honored through the Ukraine Support Project, to offer like a drop of support and resourcing on a hot stone through one-on-one sessions, group sessions, psychosocial support, trauma-informed leadership training. And yeah, tonight we want to express our solidarity and our connectedness with all Ukrainians in and outside of Ukraine. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And with that, I hand over to you, Daria Yemets, who's been the coordinator of the Ukraine Support Project and who is in Kyiv right now. Over to you, Daria.
Thank you so much, Kosha. I feel that I'm really glad that we are having this conversation today. It's definitely a special day for all Ukrainians. And I noticed that in Ukraine, all aspects of collective being are constantly changing, because we felt numbness and sorrowing and sadness, anger, and it's always such a deep mixture because it's such an intense layer of emotions. And I also work as a psychologist, but mainly it's just a human experience that those waves of collective are so intense that it feels almost tangible, and I can feel how I am being influenced by the feelings of my surroundings and vice versa. And it feels so important to find places of resourcing and grounding. It's been a year of ongoing, non-stop attacks on every family directly, on huge cities. And I really appreciate that we are taking a moment, a pause, just to notice how are we doing really. And it's been so hard for me to verbalize my state for the last few weeks. And yeah, I feel a huge need to be silent, both verbally and also emotionally, because mainly I can assume that this silence in me is because of the intensification of the war activities, so-called, and it brings me to that mostly adrenaline edge of holding my breath. And this is why I'm trying to be silent, because I know that this spring is about to be a crucial period in the war. This is what war analytics are saying to us, and this is what we feel now with attacks and counterattacks from our side. It feels really intense, and there is a need to hold really closely. And at the same time, I feel so exhausted of this never-ending war. It feels like it will never stop, because everyone was feeling like it will take us 2 months maximum, and we are in a year of war. So there is this also huge exhaustion, and it's so hard to be at the same time really concentrated, really thinking about how many food I need to prepare for this spring, how many gas, how many generators I need to prepare. And also at the same time, being really exhausted. And this is probably why it's hard for me to even speak, because there is a huge need to remain silent, at least maybe for this period. And I can feel the deep layer of feelings that were felt for us as a collective. And at the same time, I can assume that there is such a huge iceberg of unfelt emotions that will maybe transmit to other generations, that will maybe influence other cultures, our neighboring cultures. And I really appreciate that today we're here to reflect, to meditate, because this is something that is really needed, at least to like Kosha, you always say, a healing drop. It feels like a drop of healing, really, but it's much needed because it's up to date, because today is a special day for us. And I'm deeply glad for today's meeting, as well as for the Ukraine Support Project in general. And if I may, I just warmly invite all those affected by war to take extra care, special care, and be really gentle for ourselves, at least in this period. And this is my message today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daria. And with that, we hand over to you, Thomas.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kosha, and thank you, Daria, for your very true and honest words about your inner experience. And so warm welcome to everybody here. This is supposed to be, as Daria said, a resourcing space where we bring together also part of an international community and part of the community in Ukraine or in Ukrainians that fled Ukraine, and to create a space where we can just be together for some time, for the time of our meditation, and where we come together to show also community, to show care, to be with each other, and to first of all also witness what you said, Daria, the courage, the strength, but also the exhaustion and the price that has been paid, and the pain and the loss. So we want to create a space where we can just be and nothing special needs to be done. And maybe we can use our contemplative, also embodied experience as a resource that we can take maybe into other situations as well, and use as a practice that can help when it's more difficult. And given that we have only like a limited amount of time, maybe we don't talk too much, but we use the meditation and the silence, as Daria said, as a quality of just being with ourselves and noticing what's in us. And then at the end, everybody who wants to I will invite us all to invite a prayer, invite some light, invite some blessing into the situation that can help us strengthen us in this situation. So let's come back and we can all just see for a moment, like get an overview, like a screenshot of what's happening in you. No matter if you feel a lot of stress or if you don't feel much, or you feel exhausted, as Daria said, or emotionally full and maybe overwhelmed. Or maybe you just feel yourself well, and just check in and notice your breathing, your physical, emotional, mental, inner experience. And for some cycles of breathing, you just notice how you inhale, how you exhale. And how your breath is also a guide that invites you deeper into your body as much as it's possible. So every time you exhale, let your breath take you a bit deeper into your body and just notice where you can feel your body well. And notice the areas of your body that feel kind of more lively, or where you feel some internal pulsing, flow, or presence in your body. And maybe you also get a sense of how your feet are on the ground, how you're kind of touching the ground, you're connected to the ground beneath your feet. Notice that the floor is also supporting you. It's a place where our weight can rest, and that the body is supporting us, so we can feel ourselves, and that the breath is supporting us, because it energizes our life, our experience, our body. And it creates also some inner space to simply notice a little bit more the experience that's happening right now in your life. Also the emotional experience that comes with it. And sometimes we might be simply too overwhelmed and there's not much we feel, and then we want to honor that. And sometimes we're very much flooded with emotions and we want to create some more space. And then to also feel who are the people in your life that support you right now. And the community and the togetherness is very important. And to feel how that feels, that you are support for others and others are support for you. And that we are here sitting also as many hundreds of people, like connecting and being connected as a supportive network. Where we can create together just a little bit more space, also inner space, the capacity to witness the current situation. Like a moment of witnessing is a moment of a little bit of fresh air. And also to notice how a little bit more inner space, my own witnessing of myself, and the collective witnessing gives us a little opportunity to feel Also like a collective intimacy, togetherness. For some moments balances the daily collective intensity that Daria spoke about. Let's sit a few moments just in stillness, breathing our body and the capacity to witness. And also the tremendous power you have to be facing the situation for such a long time. And then let's invite all of us in whichever way you want, and if you want, through an internal prayer, an intention, or simply just a warm holding of yourself, family members, the collective situation, to invite a blessing, positive inner support, and the strengthening to be able to keep feeling empowered from within to deal with the daily situations, or to invite some healing for people that need it. Whatever seems right. can invite your inside, you can invite your family members, your friends. To receive that positive quality, that inner strengthening, that blessing. To strengthen the trust and the courage, and also the human relationships. And then with a deeper breath, or a couple of deeper breaths, see that you feel your body again well. See where you feel your body really well and connect to these parts. And take another deeper breath, and then gently come back into this space. And then I hand it over to Kosha, I guess, or Daria, if there's anything else.
Yeah, maybe Daria can just join us. Yeah. Thank you so much, Thomas. Thank you so much, Daria. Yeah, and thank you so much to everyone who is here with their hearts and their bodies and their souls and their minds, bringing presence and caring to this situation. Thomas, you said a moment of witnessing is a moment of fresh air. So a moment of fresh air for Ukraine. And we've just put in the chat the links. If you know of anyone who is in Ukraine right now, or a Ukrainian refugee that could really do with some one-on-one support, or also people supporting Ukrainian refugees, please follow the link in 3 languages, English, Ukrainian, and German, also to learn more about the project. And if you wish to support us to continue this flow of a small trickle and river of support from all of us here to all of our Ukrainian friends, then please also feel whether you feel called to donate, which is the last link. And I think one of the precious gifts of this situation is the friendship and love that is growing in many for the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian culture. I definitely feel blessed with a much deeper connectedness and love. So with that, I would like to hand over to you, Daria, just for a last sentence or 2.
I feel much more calm and stable now. And from that state, I also just want to thank you. Thank you so much for offering this, for doing this. It means a word for me. And from the feedback forms, I know that for lots of Ukrainians. So thank you from all Ukrainians that just have this support. Thank you so much.
So thank you for being here, and we will close the space now.